All right, Mr. Right here with lesson 4.5 for the flute. Tamyja is going to be demonstrating how to play these exercises with the fully assembled flute. And we're learning two notes right here, the B flat with the thumb, first finger, and the first finger of each hand. All right, so I'm going to zoom in with this main camera here. So she's got her thumb, and show them which thumb key it is on the very back. It's the one, the lower one right there, yes. And then she's putting down her first finger of the right hand and the first finger of her left hand also, and her pinky key of the right hand there, yes. All right, so there's that. So we're gonna try this first exercise right here. And of course the F, she'll swap to the F. I need to show that F. So she'll basically leave her right hand finger down, and then she's just going to add fingers 2 and 3 of the left hand to be able to play that F fingering right there, just as it is on the fingering chart. So let's get going here. She's going to start her metronome, and we're going to play exercise number 1. Two, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. And so now, remember, as she's playing this lower B flat, she's aiming her airstream slightly downward. And when she moves to the upper F right here on this top line, then she's going to blow her airstream straight forward. There's notes later on that will be up here on some ledger lines that will be aiming the airstream upwards. But for right now, she's just blowing straight ahead for this F, because it's sort of the medium range of the flute for right now. So let's move on now to number 2. She's playing this whole note for 4 beats of sound, then these half notes for 2 beats of sound. Then she jumps to the high F. So let's do number 2. 1, 2. Awesome. Now in number 3, we have a half note for 2 beats of sound, half note rest for 2 beats of silence, and it goes back and forth. Then some just different patterns that we go through. So let's try number 3. Very good. And you'll notice that Tamyja was using something called vibrato. It's it's almost like a laughing sensation where you're going, and so when you have longer sustained notes, like say a whole note, typically, or even half notes, you'll hear her use that, and that's okay. So Tamyja, if you've been holding back from doing that, you can go ahead and do that. That's fine. But it's just basically just with your airstream from the diaphragm, just going. All right, so let's try number 4 now. Yeah, so you hear what a nice texture it adds to the sound when you use vibrato. And it's just something you have to practice. You don't want to go too fast on it, just something that's tasteful like Tamyja was doing. So number 5, we've got quarter notes. They're solid on the inside with the stem. They get 1 beat apiece in 4/4 time signature. And of course, these arrows represent the downbeat of each measure that's pulsing through. Then we've got 4 beats of silence with these quarter note rests. And it goes back and forth with a few other little patterns. So let's try number 5. this. That vibrato just makes it more interesting to listen to, just that texture that it adds to it. And number 6, what we want to try to do, like we were doing earlier in the previous exercise, is try to play this first 4 measures or 4 bars in one breath and just keep a constant airstream. You're basically, the only reason this note stops is because this one begins. You just want to start this note with your tongue and start this one with the tongue, but you just keep that constant airflow blowing the whole time. So let's try number 6. Awesome. And if you ever feel dizzy or lightheaded, try to make your aperture, the opening in your lips, a little bit smaller, and so that you don't waste any air as you're playing, because you're hyperventilating if you're getting dizzy. So number 7, we've got quarter notes, just 1 beat apiece, followed by this quarter note rest, and we just play different patterns. Remember, this whole note's going to get 4 beats of sound. So let's try number 7. Awesome. And this last exercise, that should be number 8 right down here, it's just different patterns right here. You've got 2 beats of rest in the middle of this measure, so you have to count in your mind as you play through that, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, like that. So let's try this last exercise on this page. 4. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Rest. All right. That should give you a very good example of how to practice lesson 4.5 for the flute.